Hey, Lighthouse. Well, I have to tell you, there's a line in the devotions we're going to do today that is my favorite line in the Old Testament. I might have said that before, but I mean it about this one. This line belongs in like some cool cowboy movie or maybe a Marvel superhero movie, or it belongs in some like gritty cop movie or something. Like there's such a cool line that any actor would be just grateful for the chance to say on the big screen as we hear about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's reaction to Nebuchadnezzar's insistence that they bow down to this statue. So that's where we are. Remember, Nebuchadnezzar has built this statue, a weird reaction to Daniel telling him, hey, eventually all these earthly kingdoms are going to crumble at the foot of a kingdom that God is going to establish. He doesn't understand. So he builds a big statue, to his God, to his glory. And he says, this is what it means to be in the government. This is what it means to work for me in the Babylonian government. When we play the song, you bow down to the statue. Well, he doesn't know that that Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego aren't bowing down to the statue. He doesn't see everybody. And yet Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego just don't. Therefore, at a time, certain Chaldeans came forward and maliciously accused the Jews, for they declared to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. You, O king, have made a decree that everyone who hears the sound of the horn, the pipe, the lyre, the trigon, the bagpipe, and every kind of music shall fall down and worship the golden image, and whoever does not fall down shall be cast in the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom you have appointed over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, pay no attention to you, so that they do not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. Quite an accusation. So remember, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego got their post, got their station in the government because Daniel had asked for them to be appointed. Daniel had helped Nebuchadnezzar with the dream, and he had said, hey, can my buddy Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be set over the province of Babylon? Probably because they were noble men. He trusted them. But maybe they stepped on some toes there. And some of these Chaldeans, these Babylonians, come and say, King, we cannot have these exiles, these Jews from Jerusalem. We cannot have them in this position. They don't worship our gods. They don't bow down to this statue that you've created. And isn't that interesting? Here, let me show you what what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did. Nebuchadnezzar said, you have to worship my God. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, no, we don't. Isn't that amazing? There wasn't some protest. There wasn't some legal action. They didn't make a big deal of it. They just didn't bow to the statue. I'll tell you what, we need to call sin, sin, and we need to call idolatry, idolatry, and we shouldn't be silent in the public square. But man, there's something to guys who, instead of making a big protest, simply don't worship the statue. Man, in our day, that would just be people who just don't look to celebrity or politics or wealth or whatever it is that people are looking to for satisfaction and hope and joy and all those things that are functions of worship that we should be looking to Christ. They don't make a big stink about it. They don't have a parade down the middle of Babylon protesting whatever. No, they just don't worship the statue. Well, they still get in trouble. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in a furious rage, he cannot have these people acting this way. Bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to him. So they brought these men before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar answered and said to them, is it true that you guys do this? And watch, here comes the line. Are you ready? Oh, he threatens them. He says, is it true you guys don't bow down to the statue? And I'm going to kill you. And when that happens, who could deliver you from my hands? Oh, Nebuchadnezzar thinks he is the top of the food chain. He thinks he is the biggest, baddest. And let me tell you, idols always do. The idols in our lives, whether it's drugs, alcohol, money, sex, popularity, power, whatever it is, the idols always act like, what are you going to do without me? Who's going to deliver you from my hands? Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have thoughts about that. And this is my favorite line. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. We don't have to tell you anything. We don't have to explain why we worship Yahweh to you, Nebuchadnezzar. Well, he sure thinks they do. See, they're acknowledging that Nebuchadnezzar's not the boss. Well, he sure feels like he's the boss, but they worship the King of Kings and the Lord of the Lords. We have no need to answer you in this matter. If this be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. So they trust that God can save them. They say, throw us in the fiery furnace. We don't know how it's going to work, but our God is able to save us. And he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. That is the coolest line in the Old Testament. Our God is able to save us, but even if he doesn't, let it be known to you, Nebuchadnezzar, we are never worshiping your gods. We are never bowing down to your statue. Man, we need more Christians who have that kind of attitude, don't we? We need Christians who look at the world and goes, I don't need your money, sex, drugs, alcohol, power, celebrity, fame, whatever it is. I don't need that. Like God is able to save me without bowing down to the things that the rest of the world idolizes. But even if he doesn't save me, even if I die in a ditch tomorrow, let it be known that I am not worshiping these things. I have made up my mind. Do you remember Daniel in chapter 1 said he resolved in his heart not to defile himself with the king's food? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have made a similar choice. Said, no matter what the consequences are, I'm not bowing down to anybody but God. Man, that's tough. That is awesome. I love that line. I want to, walk out in the parking lot and just stare at the world and go, just so the world knows, even if it means my demise, I'm not bowing down to anyone but Jesus. Man, I don't know how confident they were that they were going to actually survive the fiery furnace, or if they had just some vague notion that we don't know how this is going to work. We just know that we're safer in God's hands than we are bowing down to false idols. Man, Lighthouse, you are safer in God's hands than you are bowing down to false idols. Something to remember. All right, be loved.